everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Sterling Planning Board meeting for October 5th, 2015. I'm June Willett from the town of Sterling.
It's Sue Allen from Sterling.
Vern Bishop from the Moon Beach area.
Susan Lemon from Sterling.
Is Mr. Riley here?
I don't see it.
Okay. Andy Smith, would you like to come up?
Sure.
This is a preliminary review for a minor subdivision.
I have a map for you. Throw it on the map.
Just kind of remind us about what we discussed at last month's meeting. I know you want to,
Subdivide a small parcel out of property owned by Ron Goodsell.
okay,
And this is the big picture view of the Goodsell parcel. 38 Martinville Road. This is property that I own already.
okay,
And this is the proposed flag lot location. And the bigger image here just blows it up so it's easier to see.
that actually is a good rendition for this. It makes it a little bit easier,
They have the multiple views.
right?
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking the last time you were here, you were talking about doing a 2-acre parcel, but I see this one's 4? Do I not remember?
You remember correctly, and I think the surveyor misremembered. So the intent is for this to be 2. He's got 4 here because that includes the strip.
Oh, okay, all right,
So I had the same question when I first saw it, but I think
okay,
he is incorporating the 50-foot strip, but
Okay.
he's trying to do it in round
Okay.
numbers just for the sake of simplicity.
okay.
So it's 4 acres. Remember we were saying estimated it was like 3 last time with the flag. Is Vern, is that 350 by 250? Is that about 2
I
acres?
think it's more.
A little bit more.
Eric got back to me and said that it was because this was 2 and this was also 2, but I'm questioning his measurements because I think
Yeah.
a 2-acre square is roughly 210 feet on a side. So I do intend to ask him to shrink that part of it to be
Okay.
closer to what was
So
originally
this,
described.
should this say 200 and that's should say 200 too?
No, 200 by
Two,
200 is 1 acre.
Okay, it's 1 acre.
43,250 square feet in an acre.
Okay.
So you divide that by,
I have a calculator.
you're right. So it would have to be, well, I think we need to think this through now.
You'd have to come up to about 86,000 square feet in order to do 2 acres.
I don't have a calculator here.
He does.
He comes prepared.
Yes, he does.
I'm not sure this whole bugger works out.
Just so we're, clear on what, if he's gonna change this, what it's gonna be. This has gotta be 50 feet, right, by
Right.
whatever length that is.
Right.
Are those measurements? Yes.
That's,
Right.
yes. So this has to be at least 2 in the flag, as I
Yes.
understand your regulations.
Yeah.
That's
The
right.
rest of this has to be 50 feet wide,
Right.
and however long it needs to be to
Right.
to reach the road.
Right.
But we're saying those dimensions are not 2 acres there, so they have to actually be larger than what you have, like 200 by 400.
Whatever we're gonna have to see how much this is and then
Well, no,
subtract
that has to be 2 acres. The flag
Right,
part
this
has
has
to be
This
2
has
acres.
gotta
That
be
should
2
be,
acres.
Plus
right.
whatever the 50
Until
were.
Then plus whatever that is. Yep.
Well, the surveyor can figure that
Well,
out.
he told me this was 2 plus this was roughly 2, is the way he described it to me. And then I think he's just making this, he's taking this area and making this what it takes to get up to a round number. I think that's what he's actually doing.
Because 250, this would be 250.
Right, right.
Right.
What are the
That's 350.
dimensions there?
200.
But this,
What's that one?
250.
but this would be
250 by what?
That would be
This would be 250
because
to
of the width of
the, So
Right
this
away.
actually
What's the
is
length here?
350.
So it's 250 times 350.
Right, 250 times 350.
Do it the old fashioned way.
Yeah, my calculator doesn't work. Yeah, 87,500 feet.
Which is 2 acres.
Total 43.5.
Okay,
Okay,
So you-
good.
did well.
You and he know what you're
you
talking
did
about.
well, you did well.
Well, so do you now.
Oh, we're all on the same page now.
So that's good, and then plus whatever that acreage comes out to,
Right.
and he thinks it's 4 acres. Okay, all
Get
right,
out our sheet.
yep. Sorry, I should have had this. This is probably the letter from the property owner, so there.
Oh, I was gonna ask about that one, thank you. An easement is representing me to apply for subdivision of my property located at 14088 State Route 38, Sterling, New York. I've agreed to the subdivision such that a 2-acre flag lot with a 50-foot access strip to Route 38 is described by Mr. Smith at the October 5th planning board meeting and shown in the included map will be sold to him. Signed, Mr. Goodson.
That's who he's buying it from.
Correct. And normally would be Mr. Goodson that would be here to do this, but
He resides in Florida, so it'd be a long trip for him.
Yeah. Okay, subdivision name.
we do.
Scale.
Three different
There's 3 different
scales.
scales, but we're, yeah, this is 1 to 100.
Okay. North arrow.
Yes, I saw it.
Okay, date.
Yes.
And the surveyor and the seal, I saw that. Property as it exists, total acreage.
Okay. Sometimes he does it differently.
Is it written up there in that one?
Okay, this is as exists, showing the lot.
98,
Okay.
98 acres total,
Okay,
94 remaining.
okay, okay. Yep, that's mine, okay. Proposed subdivision boundaries.
Yeah.
Proposed number of lots, width, and depth. Yep, that was all in there, right? Contiguous properties, all of them?
Well, this is the parcel, so it would be all, yeah.
And he's got these that are across
Yeah.
38
Perfect.
around.
Good, got them all?
Nice.
Okay. Water courses, wetlands, wooded areas, or any other physical features that's significant. Oh,
He's got the creek here.
Yeah.
And he's got wooded in the field.
okay. You have public utilities and easements?
I don't,
Just vacant land,
He's
isn't
got
it?
lines along 38 there.
just 38 is all it's,
Roadways, driveways, septic, leach lines, wells, water supply, blah, 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 setback.
no
There's
buildings,
no
so-
issue, so.
None of the
okay.
above.
Land contours. It's, yep, I saw those, okay. Buildings with setback measurements.
no buildings, right?
There's no buildings on all that acreage?
Not on this. There's a house up here.
Oh,
And that doesn't,
it,
It's
doesn't
pre-existing.
really apply.
okay. Specify final or preliminary plat. So what do we,
He actually has it here.
good, okay. And then the one that we have, that when we get them back from him, should have final on it?
Right.
Just where it says preliminary,
Yeah.
just is that the final?
And
Right.
then they'll say final for the
You can tell him he
one
did a
that we.
good job.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
impressed.
Just Sarika.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're supposed to have the names of the adjoining property owners.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
It's
He's
got
got
here.
it. See,
He
yeah,
does it a little
does
bit differently, but
Yeah.
Legal ownership of property and all that, yeah, this down here, that's
Well,
not, because of the letter.
He sent the letter,
Okay,
so.
all right. We don't have, do we need anything else? No?
Seeker.
Susan,
Just-
any
yeah.
thoughts? Okay.
Good. I think you have the secret form.
Yep.
All right. So, I guess at our next meeting for November, you can come to us for there aren't any changes other than having it
In
say
one word?
final plan, and one Mylar, and I think we're good to go.
5 papers, 5, yeah. Yep.
I'll be out of town that week for work,
Okay.
but I twisted my wife's arm to come and
So
represent us. so
it'll be easy.
I'll,
We'll make it easy.
Yeah, you've
I'll let
done
her
all the
sweat a
work.
little bit. There's a lot of questions.
Yes.
Cross-check your list.
Yeah, just to make sure they're all on there. Otherwise, I'll have to call you afterwards and say add one. And 358. Yep, they're on there.
Yep.
Okay, so,
Kudos to Mr. Soroka.
I'll let him know, you just have to put the word final on there and bring the multiple copies. and-
5 copies, paper copies, and one Mylar.
Well, Andy's right here, why don't we, because look at number 3, the total acreage of the site of the proposed action. He's got 2 to 3 acres. Now,
That was my estimate.
where is, because we have to change it. What was that thing, Lisa, that you just,
Here, I'll give you mine. You guys all have those. Short EAF looks just like this.
it explains, we always have issues with that. Third thing, total acreage.
I wasn't
There's
sure
1
some of
acre
the
right there,
questions.
43,560 square feet. 210 by 210,
That's a square acre.
yeah. So is this, I'm just saying, because if his wife's here next week,
If you put her in a panic and start asking.
have to- is that good, is that all right like that?
Well, I think what the map indicates is 4, right? The map indicates 4 acres?
Yeah,
So is that a better answer for that, 4 acres?
yeah, we can change that when we do the secret.
Okay.
So she's, let her know that she's gonna be, we'll be changing that, and she's gonna have to just
Okay.
initial it.
Okay.
I want to run that by
I
you.
wasn't sure either about C there, whether it was the total acreage,
Project site name,
because I didn't know if that
contiguous
included my
properties.
property that was adjacent to it, or if that was with reference to the Goodsell property, or just the flag lot. I made a note there about how I came up with that.
On these smaller subdivisions, these numbers don't make sense, and this kind of explains it. The idea is to give the board an idea that there's more property there, and maybe this is going to expand or develop. So it's really for more than one.
If it's a true subdivision
Yeah.
versus. that is-
Right. But he's got all the information on there.
Okay.
Do you want me to just change that to 4 now? Based on the preliminary
We
map?
can, and just, here, or, and, yeah, just
And
change
just
it.
initial.
And then, yeah. So I thought we had to. Pull her off.
He's had questions on that, so I printed that out just to give an idea.
Yeah, we have that the way,
Every single time, you can interpret it so many different ways.
Okay,
There were some other questions there. I just, you can go online and then fill out
right.
right,
questions, so I just let it do it.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Okay, yeah.
EAF mapper indicates some of the things, so.
Right, that's,
very often you'll run it through there, and you'll put a thing in the back
Yep, check
of
it.
the mapper. Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Is that yours?
I think that's yours.
Okay. All right, we'll
All set
see you next, or see your wife next month.
good enough.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
have a good night.
Dave, do you have that, do you have yours, Jim? Get yours up there?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was looking for.
Yes.
Okay.